You put your laptop to sleep, slide it into your backpack. Hours later, you pull out a machine that is glowing hot and completely dead. Modern Windows has a notorious sleep drain bug that randomly wakes your system to search for networks or install background updates. That heavy background activity isn't an accident. Windows is built to run on millions of different hardware combinations, and it aggressively runs telemetry and background services that you cannot completely disable. Microsoft has maintained strict backward compatibility since 1985. A program written 20 years ago will often still install and run on Windows 11 today. To make that happen, the operating system has to carry an enormous, heavy underlying architecture. But you probably don't need to run software from 2 decades ago. You need a modern machine that prioritizes your hardware's efficiency, keeps your CPU cool, and actually preserves your battery when the lid is closed. That friction between what Windows forces your hardware to do and what you actually want it to do causes serious fatigue, and people are looking for a way out that doesn't involve turning an expensive laptop into a useless brick. Ubuntu is a common starting point for users looking to leave the Windows ecosystem, offering a desktop-friendly entry into the Linux world. Unlike Windows, Ubuntu is open source and modular. It doesn't force extraneous services on you. Only the processes you explicitly allow will run in the background. The hesitation most people have is the old assumption that Linux is just a black screen with white text, incapable of running standard software or PC games. To test that assumption, we are going to run a direct feature-by-feature showdown between Windows 11 and Ubuntu. We'll measure background resources, track battery preservation, and test gaming capabilities. Evaluating which one is right for you means weighing the ease of a familiar software ecosystem against the raw power of a system that only does what it's told. This side-by-side chart shows the idle RAM and CPU usage of a standard Windows 11 installation compared directly to a clean Ubuntu installation. On the Windows side, the system is constantly running telemetry data and background update services. You can see those processes silently eating up CPU cycles, and Microsoft doesn't give you a simple switch to turn them off. Ubuntu restricts those background services by default. That leaves your processing power and memory open and available for the applications you are actually using. Earning that efficiency comes with a learning curve. Installing software on Ubuntu means entirely abandoning familiar Windows.exe and .msi installers. Instead, use the Snap App Center, run terminal commands like apt, or install .deb packages. There are compatibility layers like Wine that try to force Windows apps to run on Linux, but relying on them introduces friction and stability risks for your daily workflow. Ubuntu gives you your hardware back, but the price of admission is learning a completely new vocabulary for file management. That hardware control extends directly into our second category, power management and laptop sleep states. Windows relies on a modern standby mode that frequently fails. It allows the system to wake up, ping the network, and drain battery power while the laptop lid is physically closed. The Linux kernel handles power states natively by strictly freezing background processes. This preserves battery life over long idle periods and stops the laptop from generating heat in your bag. This graph traces battery drain over an 8-hour sleep period. Notice the steep drop on the Windows side, compared to a nearly flat line representing the Ubuntu machine. But look at the warning icons appearing on the Ubuntu side. Because Linux relies heavily on community-developed drivers rather than official manufacturer support, some components fail. Your core system will sleep perfectly, but niche hardware, like a fingerprint reader or custom macro keys, might lose functionality or fail to wake up properly when you open the lid. Ubuntu solves the laptop sleep drain nightmare. You just have to weigh that against potentially losing support for specialized hardware peripherals. For years, the biggest barrier to adopting Linux was our third category, PC gaming. That landscape shifted when Valve built the Steam Deck and introduced a compatibility layer called Proton. It acts as a real-time translator. It allows games built specifically for Windows to run smoothly on Linux without requiring the original developers to change a single line of code. Because of this, you can install Steam on Ubuntu and play the vast majority of your existing game library with near-native performance. However, Proton is strictly optimized for gaming. It is not designed to translate complex professional productivity software. If your daily workflow relies on heavy tools like the Adobe Creative Cloud, Proton won't help you, and you will face massive compatibility hurdles trying to run them natively. Linux is now a highly viable platform for hardcore Steam gamers. But it remains a difficult, often hostile environment for creative professionals tied to proprietary Windows ecosystems. This flowchart maps who should switch operating systems. The first question, what is your primary PC use case? For aging hardware, developers, or just web and Steam, a full Ubuntu install is best. But for creative professionals or competitive gamers, stay on Windows. Moving your primary workflow to Ubuntu means valuing the low-level efficiency of your hardware over the convenience of a one-click software ecosystem. Your willingness to tolerate a slight learning curve is the ultimate deciding factor for making a complete switch. If you want Linux efficiency but cannot completely abandon your proprietary Windows apps, there is a safe harbor: dual booting. This process physically partitions your hard drive, splitting it into two separate sections so it can hold both Windows and Ubuntu at the same time. Each time you turn on the computer, a menu appears. You simply select which operating system you want to load for that session. The only trade-off is that you have to completely restart your machine to switch between efficient web browsing on Ubuntu and heavy software editing on Windows. You don't have to suffer through Windows fatigue anymore. You can test Ubuntu's speed and battery life safely, while keeping Windows exactly where it belongs, right there on your drive as a reliable backup.